Hi, Ian Newton here from Roadmap to Vibrant Health, and it's the beginning of your 30-day Energy and Wellness Challenge. Now, I call it a challenge. It's not meant to be difficult. We'd like to make it fun, with a goal that when you get to the end, you feel better, you have some more energy. Now, we can't change the world in 30 days, but what we can do is encourage you to continue on doing things, adding more things into the equation. But one of the things we're going to start with in your challenge are smoothies. Now, I'm not talking about commercially made smoothies that are often sweet and have things in it, but we have no idea what they are, or they're simply really quite expensive. We can make our smoothies at home. And they're going to have things like spinach and celery, avocado, cucumbers. I like to add half a small apple, half a banana into the equation. It just gives a nice texture, a little bit of sweetness. We don't want this to be too sweet. Now here's the thing, if the idea of consuming a load of this is really scary to you, well, add a little bit more of the fruit in at the start and then taper a little bit each day. You'll find the spinach flavour pretty much disappears and you just end up with this really quite pleasant taste. Now you can grate some ginger into it. If you've got a microplane, it's best because it's really fine. You can put other things. As we go in across the month, I'll be encouraging you to add extra things like some turmeric powder, which is so good for you, some cinnamon powder for your blood sugar. We can add in, I like to put beetroot into mine. Now when you add beetroot, it really doesn't look very nice. It doesn't go purple, it goes brown. But I have another recipe coming for you that will involve other things like your red berries and carrots and things, so you can stick to a nice colour there in case the colour sort of scares you off. Now as far as making it, we don't particularly want to use a juicer. Juicer just takes all the fibre out, and we really want the fibre because it's the fibre that is important to feed the good bacteria in your gut. It's really critical that you have that for good gut health, good overall health. So the idea is we are cramming a load of nutrients into one simple drink. That's a green smoothie I prepared earlier. Now I made this one in a bullet blender. This just goes on the top, blends it all up. You can take it with you to work or wherever. And that makes quite a smooth smoothie. I started off making them with one of these, Stab Mixer. This is more chunky. Now I kind of like both. It doesn't have to be super smooth. In fact, if it's a bit fibrousy, it's better. Now you can buy very expensive bullet mixers. Mine cost $79. You can get them as cheap as $49 I've seen now. You can buy them for $500. Choice Magazine have a measurement and it's the kale chopping measure or something to that effect. That's how effectively it breaks up kale. And the really expensive ones aren't that much better than the cheaper ones. And I find kale just fine. Now for many people kale's a little more challenging than spinach. There's no real extra flavour in there, it's just a little chunkier. And kale is very, very good. It's in the cruciferous group of family vegetables like your cauliflower and broccoli. It's very, very healthy for you. You can put avocado in. Avocado offers some texture and some fat, and that means that your smoothie will be sustaining. I typically like to add a bit of coconut oil and some tahini. Again, good fats, gives it a really nice texture, and a smoothie like that will keep you going for hours. So I'm not initially suggesting as a meal replacement, but just to put into your system somehow, and hopefully by adding this in, you'll drop out something that you don't want, like maybe a muffin or banana bread at morning tea, for example. But if you want it as a meal replacement, you do need some of the fats in there to keep you going. The fats provide good energy. And remember, fats are good for us. I'll be going into the story about fats sort of later in the piece. I won't dwell on that at the moment. The main thing is, so you can go out and do your shopping. As you can see, bags of spinach, some celery. I buy those big long cucumbers, apples, bananas, some ginger. And that's pretty much all you need to get started. Don't make it hard. Now these things are not expensive. They are all pretty cheap to buy for a whole week. In fact, you can probably have about 2 of these for a week, well, a whole week of these for about 2 commercial smoothies. And of course, within the challenge, one of the challenges is to leave something out that you're currently having or have less of it. And it's often the junky things that are more expensive anyway. So these are not cost prohibitive, and you can make them in bigger volumes. Now, lemon juice, if you're going to make it and leave it overnight, you probably want to put some lemon juice in it. It's an antioxidant, it'll keep it fresh. But the thing with lemons is if you have your smoothie, don't clean your teeth straight away afterwards with the lemon juice, because lemon juice will soften your enamel. Now, my dentist told me this recently. I had a bit of dental pain. I went to him. He said, you don't have a problem. But he started talking about this, and I told him about the smoothies. And the lemon was softening the enamel a little bit. If you have really good healthy teeth, it's probably not an issue. I'm nearly 60, so my teeth aren't like a 20-year-old's. So I decided just to leave the lemon juice out. The dental pain went away. But the main thing is, he said, don't brush straight after using lemon because the enamel is soft and you can damage it. Leave it for a while. The best way to have lemon is to just have it in something and just throw it straight down, so there's minimum contact exposure in the mouth. And I think that's about all to get us started. There'll be a shopping list. Yesterday in the email you got links to a couple of little charts that you can print out. And we're really just going to get started in a couple of days, working a 28-day cycle, as I mentioned earlier on the website. So thank you, I'm Ian Newton. Get stuck into enjoying your smoothies and work with them. Remember, you can do other things with the smoothies too. I just wanted to mention this. Your smoothie, you could cook it a little bit and have it as a soup. Now, I've done that a couple of days as the trial, and I just added a bit of pepper in it, and a little bit of salt maybe, a bit of parmesan, and it makes an acceptable soup. If you say, I cannot get a blender, what can I do? Take your same ingredients, chop them up nice and finely, like a kind of salsa, and you can put a little bit of olive oil over them and turn them into a nice salsa salad arrangement. Remember, we're trying to bring this in as an extra into the day, and with the hope that you're going to drop something off the other end that you shouldn't be having. So whether you like to have these for breakfast or take it for lunch, have it for morning tea, it really doesn't matter. Fit it into your day, make it easy. The easier it is for you to do it, the better it's going to work. If you've got to make it the night before, so be it. Just one other thing on the question of organics. You do what you can. If you can use organics, hey, that's perfect. But you can't always. Typically the tahini is mostly organic when you buy it in the shops. It just seems to be in the health food section. Coconut oil tends to be a bit that way too. But you do the best you can. Great, thank you. I'm Ian Newton, and I look forward to the next session where I'm going to talk about some breathing exercises that are going to be part of the 30 days as well. Thank you.